Texas A&M star defensive lineman Myles Garrett is projected to be the #1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft, according to both our Mel Kiper and Todd McShay. The Browns currently own that pick, but Garrett says he wants to be a Cowboy, and Jerry Jones says he wants a war daddy on defense. That word again. Check out this ESPN video released Friday and taken during an interview session at the College Football Awards show in December. Garrett was asked if there was a specific team he might want to join.
I'm speaking to you, Jerry. Mr. Garrett, make it happen. Dak Prescott is leading our team right now. I need you to take Tony Romo, take a couple picks, and give them to Cleveland so you can pick me up, please. I love to play in Dallas. Just make it happen.
He should have just said, Jerry, I'm the war daddy you're looking for. Ryan Clark,
that word,
obviously still here with us. Max, could Garrett have hurt himself in the draft by claiming the Cowboys?
No, but look, he's a 6'6", 270-pound machine bent on destruction. So what he has done, it's not like Cleveland ain't going to draft him because he said he wanted to be a Cowboy. But what he has done is set himself up to be asked when the crowd of reporters is around his locker by the Cleveland plain dealer, hey, what did you mean by that? Aren't you happy to be here? Are you unhappy to be here? And he's going to have to answer those questions, and that will be considered a distraction of sorts at first. But when he goes, and bench presses 225 pounds 5,000 times in Indianapolis and then goes out and sacks the quarterback a whole bunch of times, that will quickly be forgotten. So, no, it won't affect his draft status, and it won't be a long-term distraction if he balls. But he has set himself up here to be asked questions by reporters in Cleveland for a while.
Listen, the brother's big time. We know he can play, and we know he's arguably going to be the #1 overall pick, if not easily a top 5 pick. But here's how I think you hurt yourself. When you make it obvious where you want to go, but you have such limited control, you not only leave yourself open to the scrutiny, but at the same time, you got to wonder, like, for example, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm looking to trade that #1 overall pick, even if it is him, because he clearly doesn't want to be there. And you always got to wonder about that when a job as hard as the job you had, Ryan Clark, where, a lot comes with playing the game of football, a lot of dedication, a lot of focus, and you got to be enthused about performing. You got to be enthused about going out there and flat out balling. And this dude talking about, don't even get me started about him wanting to be a Cowboy. As far as I'm concerned, he contaminated himself. He's destined himself to misery, because that means he's probably not going to win for another 22 years, for crying out loud. But having said all of that, in all seriousness, I do believe you hurt yourself when you're very transparent about a specific place you want to go to. It's one thing to say you don't want to go to this particular organization. It's one thing to make it known that this is where you want to go, because then everybody gets to look at you, and now we have to ask additional questions about your focus, about your tenacity, about your commitment, etc., etc. Not that he deserves it, because his body of work says that he is elite. Had the pleasure of meeting him and his dad, Radio Row in Houston for Super Bowl week. I get all of that. Good guy. But when you make it so transparent where you'd like to be, I think that invites scrutiny as to the level of commitment that you may have in the event that you don't end up going where you want to go.
So here's my problem, right? So John Elway's like, hey, if I get drafted here, I'm going to go play baseball. Eli Manning's like, I don't want to go to San Diego. Have any of you been to San Diego lately?
Bo Jackson.
The weather is excellent. Bo Jackson. And so all these people say, hey, I will not go to these places, but we're okay with it. This kid, did you look at the video? He was giddy. He was cheesing. He was smiling. He had the flat top rocking. He was just saying that, hey, if I had a place to go, because he was asked the question, mind you, if I had a place to go, I would love to go to Dallas. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. He would love to play for that team. He doesn't hurt himself in any way. If you ask any young player this question, the guys who feel like, you know what, I may be marginal, I probably shouldn't hurt well, you know, my chances, those guys will give you the politically correct answer. You know what? I'm just blessed and honored to play wherever someone drafts me, wherever someone wants me. But Myles Garrett doesn't have to do that because he is the overall #1 prospect. He is the guy who McShay and Kuiper, who we love so dearly, has #1 on the board. So he can say where he wants to go. It's not going to hurt him, and it shouldn't hurt him because it didn't hurt none of these other people.
Well, let me be very, very clear. First of all, I don't think you can compare the quarterbacks to a lot of these other guys. When you bring up Elway and guys like that, when you're a quarterback, you usually have a bit more cachet because it's very, very difficult to find that dude at the quarterback position, which is the most important position on a football field. I learned that from you, Ryan, so you can deny that if you want to, but damn it, that would mean you lied to me, and I know you didn't do that. So don't even try to argue with me about that one. Secondly, and more importantly, I think that I'm not trying to say that the guy is hurting his draft stock in terms of him not getting drafted. I'm saying that the level of scrutiny, where they're asking you questions, they're probing, they're messing with you, and you potentially making life difficult for yourself. Let's say, for example, he ended up in Cleveland, and he's having a bad game, or he gets in an argument with somebody. We're going to remember what he said in that damn video. You know what? Well, the real issue is you really didn't want to be here to begin with. I'm just saying you invite stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. It's not a big deal.
That's people who don't do their job well then. Right, that's people who don't understand that we're independent contractors. A lot of those. We're independent contractors when we play this game. Myles Garrett can want to play wherever he wants to, but the bottom line is if he doesn't perform wherever he's drafted, he don't get paid. And not he doesn't get paid, he don't get paid. And that's what it's about.
The bottom line. If he balls, if he doesn't have to worry about it. You know, if he balls, eventually a 30 for 30 will be made where this issue comes up, right? Like Elway or Bo Jackson or whomever. The 30 for 30, you know, 20 years from now will be made about this issue, and this will be a small part of it. If he balls. If he doesn't ball, then it's an issue. It comes down to, is he a baller? Looks like a baller to me.
Whoa. Both of you, I'm shocked in this regard. Of course he's going to ball. We get all of that. What I'm talking about is that process, that meticulous process before you get drafted, that's excessive, that the NFL is known for putting people through more than in any other sport. Those little nuances, I expect him to get drafted probably #1 overall. I expect him to be a stud. I'm just saying, when you sit up there and you are flagrant in expressing where you want to go, not where you don't want to go.
Stephen A., he's a kid being a fan.
Sure.
But to me, though, to me, it's worse if he goes, I don't want to go to Cleveland. Right, Stephen A., if he goes, I don't want to play for Cleveland. In no way do I want to be here.
That would be better.
That's a different thing. But just saying, hey, I would love to go to Dallas. I love Dallas. It's a team I was a fan of.
He's contaminated himself,
That's okay.
Ryan.
I don't think so.
This is personal for Stephen A. He's never going to agree with you.
He's contaminated himself. He wants to be a Cowboy. That tells me he doesn't want to win. He wants to be a Cowboy. That tells me he doesn't want to win.
You know what?
Committed to winning.
I can see the argument. You're right. How dare he?
He's not committed to winning.
How dare you?
He's not committed to winning. Playing for my man. Playing for my man Kevin Sumlin down there on that immaculate campus of Texas A&M and all of this other stuff. See, this is the problem here. He's not committed to winning because he clearly wants to be a Cowboy. He's committed to winning. He's not committed to winning.
Okay, let's leave it there.